As we have read through the Gospel of Mark in our teachings here on the broadcast, and we've had all these different groupings of people who have come to prove Jesus with hard questions. And every time he has left them just bewildered. And we read this on Monday about the Sadducees who brought this story about the man or the woman who had 7 husbands. They all died, no children. And concerning whose wife that this woman would be in the resurrection when they didn't even believe in the resurrection. And Jesus totally dispelled that. And then the scribe who asked, well, what is the greatest commandment? And of course, Jesus told him to love the Lord thy God and thy neighbor as thyself. And I find it to be interesting here. As you go on down chapter 12 of the Gospel of Mark, it says that nobody else asked him any more questions in that setting. So Jesus began to teach. And he began to teach about Messiah. And of course, Jesus himself being the Messiah, knowing that he was the Son of God. And at times, he would give them hints to this. And he talked about the acknowledgement of Messiah in the aspect that even David himself referred to the Messiah as being Lord. But wait a minute here. Jesus would be born after David, which would make him a son or one who would be beneath David. In other words, the son would be saying to the Father, Lord. But here it says that David referred to Messiah as Lord, as indeed he is. And so out of that teaching, he begins to talk about the same question that we found way back in chapter 11 that had to do with authority. And you remember Jesus started this whole chapter 12, about telling this story about the vineyard and about who was really in authority in the vineyard and how that they rejected the owner's authority and even killed his son because they despised his authority. And now Jesus has this to say. Listen to these, quote, teachers, he would say. The scribes and the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all of these. And how that they get up in their pulpits and they say, you do this and you do this, and then they turn right around and cheat people. He says, they preach it, but they don't live it. And I believe that message is a message that speaks to us even today. That as followers of Jesus Christ, not only should we preach it, but we should live it. And we should live it in how we treat and respect not only God, but also our fellow man. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.